Hello everybody and welcome to the Bristol Motor Speedway for the 2006 Sharpie 500 and our Bristol Night Race, the 24th race for 2006 NR2003 season. Scott Riggs and Matt Kenseth lead us to the green as we are underway at the last great Coliseum here in Bristol. Scott Riggs leads the field into turn one, followed up by Matt Kenseth behind him in second. Then Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch run third and fourth, with Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind them in fifth. As Riggs is going to lead the opening lap of racing here in Bristol. The strong start to this race as he tries to find his way to his first career win and first ever chase for the Cup appearance. As Riggs leads over Matt Kenseth. Now here we are on lap 3. Kenseth is caught up and away up the racetrack. Some wild lines around the racetrack these guys are running. But Matt Kenseth finds his way to the race lead here in Bristol. And it is now Kenseth in control in stage 1 here in lap 15. He's away in there's trouble. The 4 of Scott Wimmer has blown an engine. Wimmer has blown an engine on the front straightaway here at Bristol. He will come to a complete stop. No caution. We stay green, and he'll be out of this race, finishing in 41st position. Not the finish he was looking for. Now here we are on lap 25. Matt Kenseth has been caught by Kyle Busch. Rowdy in the number 5 has had such a strong season, and here he goes once again leading laps at one of his best racetracks, Bristol Motor Speedway. He goes right to the inside of Kenseth, and Kyle Busch is your new leader here in Bristol as he goes by Matt Kenseth. And he'll continue to do so now in the last lap of stage 1, puts his brother Kurt one lap down. And through the final corner, it's going to be Kyle Busch winning stage 1 in Bristol in dominating fashion, followed up by Kenseth in second. Hamlin is third. Then you will have Scott Riggs and Jeff Burton in the top 5. Then Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, and Carl Edwards earns the final stage point. So Kyle Busch wins stage 1 in Bristol, his 5th stage win of the season. Now we get back underway here in stage number 2. Busch leading over Hamlin, Kenseth, Burton, and Riggs. Of course, Kyle racing his brother, who's trying to get back on the lead lap in the Blue Deuce for Roger Penske right there in front of him. And Kurt will have that advantage over Kyle Busch as we go through turns 3 and 4. The other Denny Hamlin's coming down pit road with Kenseth. What are Hamlin and Kenseth doing? They're throwing away their race, throwing it down pit road under green flag conditions. I don't get it. What are they doing? These are 2 top 5 cars who have done so well so far tonight, coming down pit road for an unscheduled pit stop. And now down the back, there's trouble. Around goes the 25 of Brian Vickers off the nose of Travis Quaffle and gets hit by Martin Truex Jr. And that will bring out our first caution for cause of the night here. And the second lap of stage 2, Vickers and Truex go crashing, and that saves Denny Hamlin and Matt Kenseth, as they'll both manage to get back on the lead lap as Kyle Busch leads here in Bristol and then runs into Truex under caution. So that damages Kyle Busch's car, puts him in a compromised position. So now Jeff Burton scores the lead as we go into turn 1. They're already wrecking right in front of him. There goes Kevin LePage and Robbie Gordon. What a turn of events. Jeff Burton, the 31-year leader, gets collected in this crash in turn 1, which brings out the caution flag, which is going to save a lot of guys who are able to get back on lead lap. Here's absolute chaos in turn 3. Cars are running into cars, and there goes the 32 of Quaffle with Tony Raines, Jeff Green, and Jeff Burton again into the outside wall. So our second wreck out of this one yellow, and then more trouble into turn 1. Robbie Gordon gets hooked by Casey Mears, who got clipped by Truex and slides down the track and gets drilled by Dale Jarrett, who's going to be out of this race. Carl Edwards collects a little bit of damage. And caution out once again, and here we go. The chaos begins at Bristol. Scott Riggs now finds himself back in the lead for the first time since lap 3 of this race. Riggs looking for his first career win, having a very impressive run here tonight. Dale Jr., David Stremming nearly wrecking each other for position here. Jr. currently scored in second place, having a great run here tonight at Bristol, but it is Scott Riggs trying to drive away with the win, chasing down Greg Biffle. 3 wide back here, Jr. and Carl Edwards into the wall. Around goes the 99 of Carl Edwards, and big hit Sadler piles in. Sorry, David Gillen, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson, your points leaders involved. 99 goes around, then gets hit by Clint Boyer, drilled by David Gilliland, and then Jimmy Johnson gets hit by both Sterling Marlin and Reed Sorensen. That's going to take out David Gilliland, Robbie Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Carl Edwards out of this race, which is extremely hurtful for Carl Edwards, who could have clinched his position in the chase for the Cup here tonight, but will not be able to do so, wrecking out of this race. Jimmy Johnson he had a big enough points cushion. He's pretty much got the regular season championship in the bag, so this is just a mulligan race. He'll be perfectly fine going into the chase for the cup as the 1 seed, but it is Scott Riggs here continuing to lead and drive away here in stage 2. The cautions come out once again. Sterling Marlin in the 14 into the outside wall. Hard hit for Marlin in the 31 to Jeff Burton, who gets a little bit of airborne on 2 tires as well there. Big impact for Burton and Marlin to bring out another yellow here in Bristol. Now we get back underway here. On lap 104, it is Scott Riggs leading Kevin Harvick and Dave Blaney. Kurt Busch once again having to unlap himself here in Bristol. It's exactly what he does. As trouble again, Clint Boyer gets turned head on in the outside wall. A hard crash. Collecting Kenny Wallace. JJ Yaley also gets spun around in the melee. That was in turn 2. And so another yellow. Scott Riggs continues to lead with this just spree of caution flags we have gotten, as he looks to drive away and pick up a stage 2 win. And Dale Jr. for some reason is out of this race. A suspension failure for Earnhardt Jr. is going to relegate him to a 31st place finish, which is huge for the playoff implications. And a caution comes out as Michael Waltrip and Denny Hamlin squeeze into the outside wall. Both guys go around. A bunch of minor damage, nothing too crazy. Caution out once again as we really start to get to the Demolition Derby part of these Bristol simulations that we have come to expect. And out down the backstretch, we got Tony Stewart and Tony Raines down low, and a hard crash into turn 3 for Bobby Labonte and Kevin LePage. Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth also collected, but the 43 and 49 cars wipe out. They collect the Roush duo of Kenseth and Biffle, who need as many points as possible to make it into the chase for the cup here. And then Jeff Burton and Ryan Newman go crashing with Joe Nemechek in turn 1 under the caution. Nemechek was in the middle, and he turned Newman right up the racetrack, collecting Jeff Burton. Unbelievable turn of events here in Bristol. Now Riggs continues to lead over Kevin Harvick here in the last lap of stage 2. Harvick looks like he's just going to run out of time. He's got a shot at Riggs, but not going to get there in time. Scott Riggs wins stage 2 in Bristol. Harvick follows in second with Dave Blaney third. 4th place will be Ken Schrader. Matt Kenseth runs on the top 5. Then Kane, Sadler, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, and Kurt Busch comes all the way back to get the last stage point. So Scott Riggs wins stage 2 in dominating fashion here in Bristol. On to the 3rd and final stage of racing. 144 laps to go, or more like 143 to go. It is Kevin Harvick in the 29 leading this race over Dave Blaney and Ken Schrader, as Harvick tries to get his 2nd win of the season, and he has been so strong all year long. So he leads the way, but cautions come out later in the way here for a wreck that I missed. My apologies. End up taking out David Stremme, Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, who is so good today, Jeff Green, and Kyle Petty. So now it is the Wonder Boy, Jeff Gordon, the 24, leading this race, who needs this win and all the points. He's going to make the chase, but the cautions come out again for another incident. And it looks like it was this time Michael Waltrip gets turned by Elliott Sadler, who got squeezed by Casey Kane. Typical Bristol accident right there. And that's why we are under yellow once again here in the final stage of this race. Jeff Gordon continuing to lead here on lap 189. And Gordon coming down pit road. What is Jeff Gordon doing? He's throwing away the lead in the race, gives it right back to Scott Riggs, but a caution's going to save him here for Tony Raines trying to pit, crashing himself. Then JJ Yaley, Kyle Busch, Jeff Burton, and Mark Martin all get run over and pile into it. And we have a big car park down the back straightaway. Just a big parking lot. Caution out here in Bristol. A big old wreck. And Scott Riggs continues to lead here. The caution comes out this time for Kyle Busch. Gets turned by Dave Blaney into the inside wall. Both guys go for a spin. Caution out once again. It has been quite the chaotic race here tonight in Bristol. And it continues. Scott Riggs now leads with 97 laps to go. Could this be the day he gets his first career win and puts himself in a tremendous position to make the chase for the cup? But the caution behind him, big wreck. Hamlin may be involved, Tony Raines for sure, as Tony Raines got squeezed by Dave Blaney. They spin, collecting JJ Yaley in the 16 of Greg Biffle. And the carnage continues here in Bristol. Now Riggs trying to drive away here with 73 to go. Harvick to his inside, but a caution's out for Joe Nemechek, who nearly takes out the leaders, because I believe J.J. Yaley trying to pit completely misses his entry, collects Joe Nemechek, who gets hit by Tony Stewart, and that brings out another yellow as the wild, chaotic race here, the Bristol Night race continues. Riggs leads us to the green once again here. Now just 67 laps remain. Kevin Harvick second, Ken Schrader third, and then Jeff Gordon fights Casey Kane for fourth. Riggs has driven away to the race lead, but here we go. 40 to go in this race. Jeff Gordon on the inside of Scott Riggs. Could this be the day? Jeff Gordon finally goes to victory lane here in 2006 and punches his ticket into the chase, or at least gets himself in a better position to get in, as Gordon, your new leader, with 39 to go in Bristol. Now just 35 to go. There's Jeff Burton crashing up the racetrack, collecting Scott Riggs. The dominant car of the night collected an accident. Riggs, Burton, and Schrader, and that is going to be almost a death blow to Riggs' chances of winning here tonight. Now Gordon trying to hold back Harvick here with 39 to go, and here comes Ken Schrader. The Wood Brothers number 21 on the outside lane. Schrader gets a huge run, flies into the race lead, and now white flag in the air. Final lap for somebody credit one bank for an unpredictable, shocking upset here in Bristol. Ken Schrader has not won since 2002. The streak is over. Ken Schrader pulls off the upset in Bristol. Jeff Gordon second, so close to victory. Third place, Harvick. Fourth place, Casey Mears. Scott Riggs, the top five. Kane and Dave Blaney, 6th and 7th, last cars on the lead lap. Then Travis Quaffle, Elliott Sadler, and Kyle Busch, the top 10. So this is Schrader's 7th career win, snapping a 143 race winless streak dating back to 2002 at Richmond. What a turn of events. The final race results there on the left side of your screen. And now in a few short moments, you'll see updated Chase grid standings going into Michigan next episode. So here are the updated Chase grid standings. Just 2 races remain in the regular season, and Mark Martin has clinched his way into the Chase for the Cup. He'll take the 6th spot in the Chase on points. Carl Edwards, Jeff Burton are still both in really good spots. Should clinch within the next race if they have no big issues. And then Denny Hamlin up to 9th, 33 above the cut line. Then Dale Jr. sits on the bubble, just 24 points above the driver, the number 24, Jeff Gordon, who has clawed his way back. Scott Riggs only out by 29. Casey Kane out by 41. Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle are basically win both races. That's kind of their only path here to get into the chase for the Cup. And Jamie McMurray on down has been eliminated from contending in the chase. So as always, we conclude this episode. I'm going to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me. Helps this channel and I continue to grow, produce some awesome content. Now on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So those of you that are watching this video and not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it would really help me out a ton, and I'd appreciate it. If you want to be a paid channel member, link is down below. And until next episode at Michigan, I hope you all have a good one.